So what you're first going to do is draw in that small grid at a halfway at the horizontal line and a halfway with a vertical line. So what I'm now doing is, based off of where those lines are in my drawing versus in the photo, I'm placing the objects, the apple, the strawberry, and the banana, in the spots where they're located in the grid in my photograph. So think of it as quadrants, you know, in math, how we have the top ones, the bottom ones, negative, plus, and all that. So think of them as being certain sections where those items are located. So the top of the banana, see how it's in the top left quadrant, and then the bottom of the banana curves into the bottom left quadrant, and it overlaps into the bottom right quadrant. The reason why we use grids like this is because it helps us achieve correct proportions. And if you guys remember what proportions are, it's just a fancy way of saying that the object or the person or whatever we're drawing is just realistic in size. The next thing that I'm going to do is, taking my pencil, I'm just going to put a little pressure down in some places, and I'm going to start adding in a darker value. If you remember value scales, it goes from light to dark, and we put pressure with our pencil to help us achieve darker values or darker shades. Next thing I'm doing is drawing in the shadows. Now I'm drawing the shadows in as almost a shape. So see how I'm kind of coming off the sides? The shadows are casted to the right side of the object. Remember, these are called cast shadows. And they're being casted to the right side because the light source is from the left-hand side. Thus, a shadow is casted to the right. So we put our shadows down. I'm adding a little bit more value because, again, none of these fruits are just plain white. We are creating the idea of value to make it look realistic. Next, I'm coming in with either tissue or Q-tips, and this is how we blend in our values. You might have learned to maybe use your finger to kind of blend, but I don't want you guys using your finger unless you don't have any paper products or Q-tips. But all I'm doing is just going over these dark areas, and if you notice, it kind of makes it look a lot softer. So I go back in, I blend it out with my Q-tip. I can also create a super light shade of gray by just coloring parts of the fruits in with the Q-tip, because a little bit of lead gets stuck on that Q-tip and you can almost use it as a mark making tool. So again, I just use that Q-tip to add some lighter shades in, and then voila, we are done.